Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.
The JasVynce.
Get it. Hey, get it. Hey, get it. I love our new song, yo. Shout out to my guy, Jay Ohms, man. Every single time. Welcome back to a brand new episode of The JasVynce Show. What is happening? My name is Vince.
I'm Jazz.
And of course, we're talking about Married at First Sight in Boston, season 14, episode
6.
And episode 6 is named
Dark Side of the Honeymoon.
Ooh.
That was super clever.
Why is it?
Hella clever.
It was clever.
What's that, Pink Floyd?
It was pretty.
Dark Side of the Moon?
Maybe I
think
just
so.
thought it was a common saying.
No. There's a whole album.
I think actually, yeah, you're right.
That's why I thought it was clever.
You're right. But thank you for joining us. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like as well. We appreciate you for watching our videos and tweeting live with us, but mainly Jazz.
Yes.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram, of course. But let's get into it, folks. Yes, the dark side of the honeymoon. In my best Pastor Cal voice, the Puerto Rico honeymoon continues as 5 couples try to enjoy the sun, sand, and their still unfamiliar spouse. Trouble brews in paradise as some newlyweds struggle to forge a connection before their return to Boston. Who could
it be?
Who could we be talking about in this little description here? My first thing I want to say, as always, around honeymoon time when there's turmoil in paradise, where are the experts, man? What do you have?
Apparently they're monitoring the situation.
They're monitoring. I'm glad they're monitoring. Yes. But let's get into it. Please let us know in the comments how you felt about the episode. And I want to start off by saying, folks, we're recording this in between the end of Married at First Sight and the beginning of Big Brother, which we also record for. So if there's anything that we missed in the after party, we always watch it after.
We don't watch it later.
We watch it after Big Brother. So, but I did notice that there's always one little tidbit about something that was juicy in the episode that we might have missed. So I'm predicting that the thing in the after party is probably going to have something to do with, obviously, Alyssa and her situation about not wanting to say stuff on camera. We'll see.
She's a good person.
Really good. Really good person. Really effing good, apparently, according to her.
Yes.
And she should be portrayed as such.
Yes.
But we'll talk about more of that in a little bit, folks. Something very, very important that we need to discuss is how boring Jasmyne and Michael were this episode. How come we didn't get too much of them?
They just dry.
They were a little dry.
I think Jasmyne is a cool, calm, and collected person in general, and she doesn't speak unless she has something important to say, is what I notice.
I agree.
And I think Michael is super laid back as well, so that might be it. I feel like they probably have way more conversation, like, without the cameras than they do.
It's very possible.
On camera.
They seem like the boring couple this episode.
That's a good thing.
We saw I agree, especially in this episode. In the preview, we did see them get into a little some, so maybe we'll see more from them next time. All else I have from them is that they sat with Olajuwon and Katina at some point. There was like an encouragement talk in marriage. I don't know where that was really going.
I thought it was weird because Katina was saying that sometimes Olajuwon pushes her too far and then she has to like check him. And I'm like, Michael has so much like advice. Yeah, he needs to like hone that in. Sir, worry about your marriage. You need to hone your yelling in, apparently.
That's the word.
Because Jasmyne is still tight.
I forgot
She said
about
she's
that.
trying to like put that to the back of her mind, but I guarantee you, if he raises up again on her, she's gonna go off on him.
I forgot about that. All right, so we'll see.
They went to the waterfall though. I
That's-
could tell he likes her.
Yes, definitely.
He tried to carve their initials in like, the thing, and I'm just like, I could tell he likes her, but she's not sold on him.
He tried. But we'll get more from them next week. You said they chilled with Katina and Olajuwon for a little bit. So let's discuss Olajuwon y Katina. They got to go horseback riding, in which, again, like you said, about him pushing her too hard.
Yeah, it gave me going to the gym test again to me.
Twice.
Because the thing is, you always have these couples that like, oh, so what do you plan on doing on the honeymoon? And she's like, drink a pina colada and sit on the beach. And he's always like, yeah, let's go hang gliding.
Hey.
Like,
so apparently he's trying to help her get over her fear of either being on the horse or whatever else they were doing. And she admitted she wanted to punch him in the face, which I was like, hey, straight up.
I think that he's very forceful. Like, when you're dealing with a woman, specifically your wife, you have to treat her delicately. Like if she's scared, you be like, babe, I got you. I'm right here. Like, you just encourage her. You don't just be like, he's like, oh, you're overreacting. Oh, you're being dramatic. Like, that's never going to end well. Like, you need to support her. And the patience that you said that you need from her, you need to give her that same grace. That's my opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's something that she didn't want to do, but she pushed herself to do it in order to have an experience with him.
I hear you.
So there should be some kudos in that.
Yeah, but you have to understand, Olajuwon wouldn't put her through anything that he didn't believe that she could go through. And I was like, oh, so you God now? You God, yeah. So you God now? What you trying to say?
Why are you trying to put her through anything? You're supposed to be her husband. You're supposed to protect her and to honor her and to treat her well the same way you want to be treated.
Agreed.
You shouldn't be trying to put her through anything.
Exactly. So Jazz thinks he's being too rough on her specifically. And also mentioned that I don't agree with this necessarily, but she said that some of these men clearly just want men. What do you expound on that?
Because when I said that, what I meant was they want you to be whatever it is they want in the moment. He wants somebody that's a housewife that's going to cook, that's going to clean every day, but he also wants you to be aggressive. He also wants you to go hard in the gym. He also wants you to not have any fears as it comes to being adventurous. And Steve said something similar. He said, like, he was turned off that she wasn't, like, gung-ho or, like, that she was scared about slipping. And I'm like, do you want to be with somebody that's exactly like you?
Right.
Like a man. Like, I feel like men are less cautious about adventurous things in general.
I think
not
everybody has their own thing.
But though, like, specifically Steve trying to sleep outside, okay? That's adventurous.
Anywho.
Noi is not about that life. You know that she's not about that life. So, like, the fact that she's going outside of her comfort zone to experience something with you means that you should give grace and not, like, pick at how she feels about it. Because her actions should speak louder than her words.
Everything ain't for everybody, folks. That's all I gotta say. I was like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Anywho.
I don't like horses. Personally, I'm scared of horses. I think they scary.
We did get to see Olajuwon and Katina at the group dinner with everybody. And what's that about?
You want to know why I'm scared of horses? Do you know why I'm scared of horses?
Are you going to tell our viewers right now?
I'm scared of horses because you can't see both of their eyes at the same time.
That is...
So I'm looking at this one eye. Your other eye could be like plotting on killing me. So
there's
running me over.
There's a lot of fish that you don't eat then too, right?
I don't eat fish with eyes on it. The eyes got to be gone.
Okay. Anywho, interesting tidbits about Jen. We're learning as I've
been around a horse before, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited to ride the horse." And then once I got, I was like, "Where's this other eye at?"
Let me look you in your. Hold on.
I gotta be able to see you.
Super segue. Anywho, I was just gonna say that I did like that Olajuwon contained himself and they didn't wild out at the little group dinner situation that happened. But we'll talk about a little bit more of that in a second. Anything else about Katina and Olajuwon before moving on? Because he started to get into Noi and Steve also.
Nope.
Let's talk about him, man. Noi and Steve.
Jobless.
I was gonna say he's still Steve jobless. I mean, he hasn't been back
The preview
yet.
for next week was her crying about wanting to have kids and being concerned about money. So he's still Steve jobless.
Noi moi no mo. We'll see. But Steve and Noi, I didn't have too much about them. They had a nice little rainforest waterfall date. She was floating in the water until a fish came a nibbling upon her foot or something like that.
What kind of fish is this? That's what I was thinking. That's scary.
Little
piranha just
I was
hoping. I was like, hold on. Because he said it was more than once. So
I was hoping it was a little cute fish that be trying to eat your feet crust and stuff.
You need some of them.
I would happily.
You need 100 of them.
All right, ain't gotta,
I'm gonna go get some of them.
We're talking about Married at First Sight right now.
You need the fish, the callus nibble fish.
Moving along. Steve just enjoyed. He enjoyed his bonding time with his wife. That's all I have for them. They didn't give me much this episode either. They weren't necessarily boring. They just didn't give us much.
I mean, they did say, he basically said that she needs like the verbal affirmation, and he's working on that. But he says physically, he like hugs her, he embraces her, he gives her affection. So I think they just have a little bit different love languages. So long as they understand that, then I think it's fine. Moving on.
And that's what's important. That's really what's important. Let's move on because it's getting hot in here, y'all. It's getting hot right now. All right. Mr. and Mrs. MTS. First thing I have
AKA
about them.
Young Bedbugs.
Oh, I just jumped right into it. I was going to say that they already planning kids. Is that what we're talking about? They
weren't planning kids, but they were discussing because he said, "Hey, we're gonna eat. Would you mind? Do you want to pray?" So then he used that as a segue into like, I know that you're. What did he say? I know that you're religious, but are you like, basically asking how they want to raise their kids, like if they want to go to church and all that stuff. She was just like, I want to take my kids to church when they're young, but as soon as they are like, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm not going to force my kids to go to church. So I think that's a very important conversation to have.
I agree.
I haven't seen a lot of those conversations on Married at First Sight from my experience.
Yeah. Not only is Mark Mr. Wicked committed, he's also really into like having the right conversations. It seems like he's doing a really good job.
He was prepared for marriage, is what it seems like.
Facts. I'll give him that. Mark the Shark.
Yes.
Props to you, man. They did again in that conversation. She said, "If we have twins, we're done." How do you feel about that, Jazz?
I feel exact same way. If we have twins opposite sex, we're done. Okay. And they running his family.
Okay.
So somebody give me some juju. Sprinkle the juju. If y'all got twins out there, sprinkle the juju.
Sprinkle some juju.
But save it for like a couple years.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Hold that juju.
Yeah, just send it my way in a couple years.
Set a timer in your calendar to sprinkle some juju in 2 years in our comments. All right? Just not right now before we get married. Appreciate that. All right? Yes. So Mark gets, he's getting blown up by his landlord apparently. She sent him a text that said, "New lease, no cats." Damn.
Do cats carry bed bugs? That's what I'm thinking.
I think anything can carry bed bugs.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't see bugs. I can't get it out of my head now.
Okay.
Regardless, Lindsay said, "Boo boo, I got you. I got you, boo. We gonna go back. We gonna get your stuff.
Yep.
We gonna take the cats to the new apartment. I got you. Don't worry about it. We gonna get you out of that lease."
Straight up.
Like, I was here for it.
I like that.
But also, the like anal person in me was like, what if his stuff got bed bugs too? You just bringing it to your apartment?
Oh,
that's scary. No. That's very traumatizing for me.
Yeah.
I've never had bed bugs.
I'm not going to go into detail.
I'm scared of having bed bugs, so that would be a no for me.
I'm from the Bronx, New York. I've been around bed bugs.
We didn't need to know that.
Quite a little bit. But I'm traumatized as well, but I'm past it now. But yes, I wasn't feeling that. Just to clarify, was she saying that his apartment at that moment had bed bugs and he was being evicted?
Pretty sure. She wasn't saying that he was evicted. She was saying that she changed his lease so that he can't have cats. What that has to do with having bed bugs, I have no clue. But I'm pretty sure you can't just change a lease in the middle of the lease.
Maybe that's what
I was confused.
Maybe that's what we'll talk about on After Party. We'll see that a little bit later. But I was like, dang, you getting evicted on your honeymoon, bro? That's crazy. But only other note that I have about Mark and Lindsay is, again, right before we get into this heated discussion, they did have some nice moments. They did kind of talk to Chris for a quick second, and I thought that was really nice for them to offer some advice. But Mark gave Lindsay some big kudos. He was like, yo, I'm so proud that you didn't jump in when Alyssa said your name at the dinner table. And I was like, you, first off, give your wife those props, man. Give her those props. I really thought that was cool. Lindsay, she admitted that she was holding her tongue. Bro. She don't have a poker face. She was just trying to squeeze his hand and focus on something else. She was like, I didn't say anything.
Man, listen.
She held it together.
I don't know if I'm mad at Lindsay or not because I would. Somebody needed to say something. And I just knew
facts.
Lindsay would have laid it on her, but I do appreciate the fact that she was like, my marriage is more important than me saying something right now.
And that's what it's about. That is what it's about. And we'll get into why.
But I hope she say something later. Because Lindsay, we was counting on you.
Big facts.
We was rooting for you, Lindsay. You let us down.
No. She didn't let me down. I was super happy that she didn't say something because Olajuwon was ready to say it. He had his mouth open and his finger up like this a couple times. But somebody interrupted. I'm like, yo, good job that nobody said nothing. Because I think Barack Obama said this about somebody. I don't have the direct quote in my head. But basically, if you let somebody talk, they'll show how stupid they are. Straight up. So the fact that nobody jumped in, it was like, yo, you're saying this at the table? I feel like Noy
started a fire by asking the question and then just was like, oh.
We'll get into it, though. We'll get into
the
it.
match. Oh.
Anything else about Lindsay and Mark the Shark before we get into the fire?
I'm starting to like them more together, as long as she can control her mouth.
They're still one of the strongest couples.
And not pull him in some foolishness.
They're still one of the strongest couples. And I appreciate that she was concerned about us. Not us, but Mark and Lindsay as a couple. Them as a couple. So let's move along. Let's talk about it. You see the tiny picture. You know who's in a distant relationship. Are they holding hands a little bit? They're not holding hands, but they're touching, kind of.
The
singles, folks. Alyssa and Chris. I want to start off by saying Pastor Cal jumped in and was like, look, I know we're not there, but we're checking in, y'all. We don't want you to think this is all looking crazy. So we put them on a fun, easy activity that they can enjoy and do with each other. And I was just like, I'm no Venus or Serena, but I never thought tennis was that fun or easy.
Tennis is the one sport and volleyball that I can't really play.
Oh, I thought you were okay at volleyball.
Volleyball, I'm okay, but usually I'm great. So, those are my subpar spots.
Excuse me.
But tennis is difficult.
Yeah, I always struggle with tennis. There might be some tennis connoisseurs out there. Let us know. It's physics and stuff like that.
Yes, if you in LA, please invite us to play tennis with you.
Why not?
I want to learn.
I'll host something tennis related. But my whole thing is, if you already do not like someone,
do you want to hear them breathing heavy and hitting a ball across the net? No, you
don't. At you.
You don't.
At you.
Because I would have hit her with the ball. I would.
On both sides. On both sides. It didn't. And then he's making his little tennis jokes and stuff. I'm like, she probably don't even know what that is. And she don't like you. They should have had them do something else. They should have. Mark and Lindsay did
but she doesn't want to be in close proximity to him. So that's why that's
what I'm saying. But I think Mark and Lindsay did a massage at one point.
Yeah.
They should have did that. Face down.
No, that's sexy. That's romantic.
They don't have to, they're not touching. They don't look at each other.
Yeah, but they're both naked in a room together.
It's relaxing.
I'm telling you, Alyssa not with it.
She's not with nothing, though.
I know, but she's definitely not with being half naked in a room with him getting
she not
massage.
With nothing. All right, let's move on, man. The most important thing that you need to remember about this episode is
Alyssa is trash.
Okay.
And she's a big scammer.
Oh, okay. All right, you got right into it. I was gonna say that her quotes, "I am trying to be optimistic," and I was like, all right, as long as he's trying to be optimistic, everything should work out. So Chris hits her with, all right, so let's talk about moving in. You know what? I don't feel comfortable, and I already don't like where this is going, so I'm just going to leave.
I'm trying to figure out why you would bring up moving in together with somebody that don't want to sit next to you. That's dumb.
All right, so.
Because so hold on. I'm starting to believe a little tiny bit of what she was saying as far as he's trying to make me look bad on camera.
I agree.
Because you already look bad on camera, but asking her about moving in when you can't even hold my hand is stupid.
As the episode progressed, I definitely saw what she was talking about, but every other thing out of her mouth, pure lies. Pure lies. I don't think you're a nice person, even though you want to be portrayed as such. She said she was robbed,
but she's the robber.
I don't think you're being optimistic, Alyssa, whatever your last name is. You're not trying. And you absolutely have quit on this relationship. And you look trash. You just look trash. Straight up. That's all I had to say. But let's continue this conversation. I don't like where this is going. Pineapples. Oh no, I wasn't feeling none of that.
She did say she don't like pineapples.
Oh, I was just.
Did she say that?
I was just referring to. It was a Kevin Hart joke. As in, I don't want to talk about this.
I could have swore she said she didn't like something that was normal. I swore it was
she
pineapples.
She don't like nothing.
If you don't like pineapples, something wrong with you.
She don't like nothing. Read the Dr. Seuss quote. Or are you going to save it for later?
Do yours
all right,
I'll
say,
we got a good tweet.
We'll save it for later. We got some tweets for you. But I'm going to get into that. We still got to talk about it. All right. So at one point, Chris's sister gets on the phone. And she's like, I just think you should straight up cut your losses. Like, this is trash. We talked to her family, and her mom says she'd be crying about everything, blah, 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 blah. But now that you mentioned it, I do want to get into that tweet because I think it was right after. It was at the tennis thing. It was right after the tennis thing where Alyssa was like, just look at him. Like, I don't like the way he's so mean. He's horrible. Look at these aggressive hand gestures that he's making. So shout out to this tweet. Like, he was just like pointing or something. He was just like direct. He's standing there talking to the producers because his wife won't spend time with him. And what aggressive hand gestures. So this is a great tweet that I really enjoyed. This is these are the aggressive hand gestures that she's referring to apparently. Like, what are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? So the most important thing, there was a lot of things to discuss. There was a lot of things to discuss about this. Again, after Chris's sister got off the phone, so many times, I'm being a nice person. I want to be portrayed as such. If you show me any other, I'm like, girl, you're on TV making a scene. Like, I don't want no drama. You're on a television show making a scene. This is drama. They're going to show this, and you're going to show you in the worst light possible because you're showing yourself. Be different. Stop doing this. You know? So, got to give a huge shout out to producer, I think it was Montrez.
I think so.
I think it was Montrez. Girl, this is Married at First Sight, not Single at First Sight. What are you doing? You have to show some effort. Thank you for putting it in layman terms, Montrez, because I don't understand why she's not getting it. That's my biggest thing.
You know what the cherry on top for me was? When they're at the table and Noe says, so what are you two guys doing? And Chris goes into this whole thing, spilling out his heart. And he was like, if you're willing to give just a pinch of,
just a pinch,
say you're a pinch in, then I'll give 100%. But if you're out, then I'm out. He's like, I'm all in or all out. And I was like, I felt so bad because like people want love. And that's what he's showing. He's showing sacrifice.
Absolutely.
He's showing that he's willing to be vulnerable and freaking embarrass himself in front of everybody.
He's trying. That's it.
His hardest.
That's all we ask. Again, I do appreciate that he's like, yo, again, that's where you can see clearly that he's like, look, I'm putting you on the spot right now. Give me an answer. Are you in or out? Because if you're out, I'm out. If you're the tiniest bit in, I will work with you. The tiniest 1%. I will work with you 100%. That's dedication.
Yeah.
That's what we ask for.
That's a marriage.
That's what we ask for from our people in marriage in general, but also specifically from the people on Married at First Sight. Like, try. Like, put in the work. That's what it's all about. So
she had me tight because she gonna say, so yeah, we're planning on splitting the apartment.
Yeah.
Like, I'll move in the first month and then he can move in the second month for the experience. I'm like, she want the real world is what she want.
Everybody's face. I wish I had to see
Elijah one, yeah. I know
another great moment. I don't have the monkey / Persian cat on me right now. That's hilarious. But everybody's face was just like, what? And I'm glad that Chris, again, out loud in front of everybody said, this is the first time I'm ever hearing of a proposition like this, but not with it. What's not with it?
I'm convinced Alyssa homeless, like Christina was. It makes sense now.
It's very possible. She, again, retorts with, I'm a really effing good person. And Katina and Lindsay had a nice little chuckle about that. And it's just, don't start, Lindsay. Don't start with me. She's like, I didn't even do anything. So again, props to you, Lindsay.
Her face did something, but all of our faces did something. So it was
we know you wanted to say something, girl. We know you wanted to say something. But I would like to say, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, Jazz, I feel like this is the most that Alyssa has ever spoken in Chris's presence.
I agree. And I don't think that it's appropriate as a couple to talk in front of everyone, but y'all single. So put her out there on front street. Because she's not having the conversations in private. She's not having the conversations on camera. She leaves every conversation. This is the longest she stayed in a conversation.
Ever.
And with that,
the longest we've seen her talk ever.
The best tweet award goes to Tarika Clutchfield, okay? She tweeted, Alyssa will not talk in front of people. No. She will not talk alone. Not on a train, not on a plane, not in a box, not with a fox. And then people started adding on to the tweet. I love Dr. Seuss, so this is hilarious.
Okay.
Not in a house, not with a mouse. Not here, not there. Alyssa won't talk anywhere.
No.
Okay, I think that's all I got. Sorry.
Not anywhere.
Oh, not with Chris or with bracelets on her wrists.
I like that.
Anywho, I think that's so clever. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm goofy.
I just had to bring the trash man back for a little bit.
She's the trash man.
You the trash man, Alyssa. You trash. Last thing about this, again, Chris is just like, yo, just give me a straight answer, bro. Like, please stop making it so hard on me. I think it was just them and the producers. I just need to know, well, when did you quit? Like, when did you quit? Oh, I didn't quit. What are you talking about? I'm walking away at this point. And then I think she did.
That's what he needs to do.
I think she did.
Chris need to get up and start walking out of conversations now. So she could sit there with her stupid thoughts.
Looking bad.
All right, let's do these ratings.
Looking bad. Let's get into these ratings, man, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. All these couples and a couple singles, I guess. Again, this is week 6 for us. It's only been a week and change for them. I do like that. Let's start with Lindsay and Mark. I do like that Mark was like, yo, I didn't even know this shit like last week, and now she's over here defending me against my landlord. This is crazy. So week 6, they're in the honeymoon still. What would you give Lindsay and Mark on their relationship? Because I think they're the strongest couple.
7.5.
We gave them a 6.5 last week. 7.5 seems fair. Again, we do our ratings every single week now that they're in the honeymoon, and we'll continue. Nobody gets a 10, but it's out of 1 to 10. Nobody gets a 10 until they both say yes on decision day, obviously. So let us know what you give the couples as a couple. A joint rating, 1 out of 10 in the comments. All right. And shout out to Miss C and a couple other people for dropping some ratings in the chat last time. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. All right. 7.5 to Lindsay and Mark. Let's say Katina and Olajuwon. What they getting?
They getting a 7.
Nice. We gave them an 8 last week. You cool with your 7?
I'm still not feeling him.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like he's just gonna push her, and then in the previews for next week made me be like, oh yeah, I forgot she can't cook.
Right.
So she's not a wife. Don't forget, if you can't cook, you're not a wife.
We gotta have a talk. Oh, or Isaac, whatever you want to go by.
Whoever you are this week.
Whoever you are. All right. Let's talk about Noi and Steve. We didn't get to see much from them, but we gave them an 8 last week. Is it growing after?
Yeah, it's still an 8.
He still hasn't said that he loves her yet, but it's growing, right?
Yes, it's going in the right direction.
It's a good thing. Let us know if you feel like Steve and Noi is the number 2 strongest couple, or if there's somebody in between MTS and them. Because I think it's Mark and then Steve and so on and so forth. But Jasmyne and Michael received a 6.5 from us last week. They're working on it.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.
They still
6.5. I feel like most of the scores, for the most part, should remain the same. So I'm glad that we got through these pretty quick this week. Let us know if you feel if our ratings are too generous or off in some way, because Alyssa and Chris received a 0 from us last week. And how would you feel about that score, my dear Jasmine?
They still got a 0.
Okay. Just checking.
Just because 0 is still is still equal to negative infinity in my head, it's still 0. So
I agree. So I like those right there, folks. I don't have much to say about this. I'm glad that I enjoyed this episode a little bit more than I thought I would. I thought I was gonna be mad. At probably halfway through, I was like, "Get these couples off my screen." But they always got to give us some drama.
It flew by this episode.
They got to give us some drama. Shout out to the Married at First Sight producers. But yeah, anything you're looking forward to for next time?
We're done?
Yeah, we're done. That's it. Look at it.
I'm looking forward to seeing people move in or not. I'm looking forward to Chris leaving Alyssa looking stupid.
Look stupid. Leave her looking stupid. That's what I think.
And I'm looking forward to Alyssa no longer being on my screen every week.
I appreciate that as well. Now, folks, please, again, drop some ratings, leave some comments about what you enjoyed about the episode, and let us know what we missed in the after party, even though we're going to watch it right after anyway. But, of course, please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Every single time. Hit the buttons below. Tweet with us live during the show and hit us up on Instagram. Let us know how you're enjoying Married at First Sight. But we're about to get into some Big Brother, folks. So, catch you next time on a brand new episode of
The
JasVynce Show. Peace.
Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.